All right, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to day 20 of my challenge, my 31-day horror movie challenge. This one, I was hesitant if I wanted to watch it or not because I saw the first one and I wasn't. If you can see my review on it, I saw Haunted House with Marlon Wayans, and I've seen it before other times, but like I said in that other review, I haven't watched it in years, and I wanted to see was it as good as I remembered, or like with the comedy and all that, or was it little dull. And I was more on the end of this movie wasn't as funny as I thought it was. It had its moments, and its moments were hilarious, but it was few and far between. I'm glad I watched this second one, Haunted House 2. I just watched the second one, and I'm happy I did, and just went with my first mind because like I said, I was going to avoid it. Because in my opinion, this one is funnier than the first one. One thing that the first and second one has that will always be legendary to me, and I will always say that he should have gotten more screen time, is Ray Ray. Ray Ray in the first one and Ray Ray the second one is legendary. All his scenes are captivating. It is, bro. I'm so glad that Marlon Wayans had Ray Ray in the beginning of the movie because, in case you don't know, this one literally starts off right after the end of the first one. So Marlon Wayans' girlfriend's possessed. In the second one, it starts off with him trying to help her, but then he decides, you know what? Let me start a new life and just leave her, which then doesn't remove the demon. So the demon basically follows him to wherever new life he has, and now he's dealing with all this other stuff. You're not really there for the plot. You're there for the comedy, but I just wanted to give you a little quick story on that. But yeah, Ray Ray is legendary. Every scene he's in, I always remember. Every scene he's in. And now when it comes, the reason I say this movie is better is because I was laughing more on this one than I did on the first one. Which is, like I said, which is what you're here for. I mean, I know they're taking different horror movies and putting it into one as a joke, like an SNL skit. But that last part is an SNL skit, which is comedy. It has to land. And I believe, personally, it landed more on this one than it did on the first one. So, yes, I'm saying that the second one's better. Now, there are some moments that wasn't funny, but it didn't drag as much as the first one. In my opinion, if you love the first one more, we all different. But I laughed more in more sections. It wasn't like it was funny, like the first one was funny, and then it just sat there and stuff that they was trying to be funny on, it didn't land. I'm just sitting there like this. Then it was funny, like, oh, thank God, something funny. Oh, it's over, okay. No, the second one actually, it did what a sequel is supposed to do, which is be better than the first. It makes it better. In my opinion, I think Marlon Wayans and the crew did better in this one. And, that was satisfying enough. Is it hilarious where it's in the Hall of Fame of comedy horror? I wouldn't say that. Like, I say scary movie. Marlon Wayans' scary movies is always going to be better, in my opinion. But I'm glad I enjoyed myself more. The one thing that I love they brought back in this one that was in the first one was I'm not happy of what happened. I was laughing at Marlon Wayans' reaction. Is when his dog dies. Like, his dog dies in the first one, so he gets a second one in the second one, and he calls him Junior or something like that. And the dog dies again at the beginning of the movie. The hilarious part is, like I said, it's not the dog. It's the reaction of Marlon Wayans, bro. When he gets that, I call it the Wayans brothers attitude. If you've seen the Wayans brothers, the TV show with him and his brother, when he gets that attitude where he starts screaming and acting all crazy, it is hilarious. Not many people can do what Marlon Wayans do. What Marlon Wayans does, excuse me. Other people, if they just start screaming and acting crazy, it can come off really cringy. For me personally, when Marlon Wayans gets like that, very extra, it works. Like, there are some scenes that really work on here. Good and well, if another comedian did it, it would not land like that. There's a scene where Marlon Wayans is fighting this chicken because he was told that it would help get rid of the demon, right? So all he's really doing is fighting a chicken. That scene was hilarious, but it was off of it was off the energy of Marlon Wayans. I guarantee, if you have to see the scene, I guarantee you, if somebody else did that scene, it would be cringy. Because think about it. Just think of what I just said. Someone fighting a chicken. Does that sound funny? In most scenarios, it wouldn't be. There's only two situations I know that made two projects I know that made it funny. Family Guy, when Peter Griffin fights the chicken, and this movie. It was hilarious. I was cracking up, But that's what makes Marlon Wayans great. Like all his movies are not, a great watch or stuff like that, but he's amazing. It does not remove the talent that he has. Now, like I said, does his comedy land every time? No, but I was satisfied of the fact that I enjoyed myself this one. I wasn't bored. I'll put it that way. I wasn't bored watching Haunted House 2 like I was watching the first one. Now, the one thing I don't understand how this is funny, because they did the same thing in here. They added more story to it in the second one, but they basically did the same thing like it was in the first one, where Marlon Wayans is having sex with a doll. I don't know what's the comedy with that. I am glad that they added more of a funny story to it, where it's the Annabelle doll this time in the second one. The Annabelle doll is like this crazy ass girlfriend attitude. I like that they added that, but outside of it, the woman having sex with the doll, and again, just like the first one, making it longer than it needs to be, it was weird. That was just weird. But, it's Marlon Wayans. He does some weird stuff. Sometimes it lands, sometimes it don't. So, overall, I am glad I watched this movie and I added it to my challenge. I literally was about to ignore it. After I saw the first one, I was like, I don't know. I saw so many other great horror movies and some other horror. I can watch Scary Movie, for example. But I'm glad I did. It also answered the question of why am I thinking about the second one more than the first? I said that in the first one's review. I was like, every time I'm thinking about scenes, I remember, oh wait, that's from the second one. Oh wait, that's from the second one. And now I remember, because that one to me was better. But Ray, I have to end it with this. That comedian needs more shine. Excuse me, he needs more shine. He is hilarious, bro. Him trying to be this tough gangster, and then when stuff hits the fan, he gets scared. It is in the stuff he when he's trying to act like Forrest Whitaker when he's driving the car. And I don't know why him saying Hami is hilarious. Because, like I say, some comedians can make it work. That's one thing that does separate some comedians from others, is what they do, only they can do. Because if somebody else do, it's going to be very cringy. And I'm glad that certain comedians find that niche of, what can I do that separates me from other ones? I can do this that will make people laugh that another comedian can't do, and I'm glad, because it works. It works. And it helps them get a job and all that stuff, makes people remember him, because I will always remember him. I don't know what his career is right now, but I will always remember him. And that, for Ray. Ray is a legend. And not just horror comedy, just in comedy in general. His scenes in the first one and the second one, I will always remember. But anyway, shout out to him. But yeah, it was a good watch. Is it amazing? No. Is it something I'm going to keep going back and watching? No. Just like the first one, but I was entertained enough. It was, actually, I'm curious, because Rotten Tomatoes gave the first one, terrible review, like a terrible review. Goodness gracious. Let me see what they did with the second one. Did they like it better? Oh, not really. They actually gave the second one, and the regular fans gave it a worse rating. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about what you like. That's why I don't, I don't let Rotten Tomatoes make me watch or not watch anything. I just always see it just to be curious, because I watch all these movies by myself. Outside of y'all, the fans, I don't really talk to anybody about these movies, so I just look at them just to see, out of curiosity. But anyway, day 20 in the bag. We got 11 more days to go. 11 more. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, too. This is all fun. And for those who are seeing the light and all this, I'm not watching in the light. Like when I watch like horror movies, I'm not doing it in broad daylight. I just do it for the video. And yeah, that's it. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see you later.